podcast is for entertainment purposes only. The views and events depicted in this podcast are not based on fact. Do not try anything you see or hear in this podcast at home. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome to the Mr. Pickup Trucker Podcast with the Transporter, Horner's Corner, and Cows and Campers.
Welcome to the Mr. Pickup Trucker Podcast. Today we got Sean McDaniel from Bennett, and he's a multi-haul guy. So how are you today, Sean?
I'm doing good. How y'all doing?
Doing wonderful. Pretty good. Pretty good. Where are you at today, Sean?
I am west of La Cruces, New Mexico on Interstate 10.
Nice.
Headed to Avondale, Arizona. Deliver tomorrow.
Okay.
Try not to melt into the pavement when I do.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you, what the weather is like out there.
80 degrees. Not the warmest I've been in a month.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Nice.
Considerably warmer than when I loaded it, since it was 28 degrees when I loaded it in Napanee.
Ooh, yeah, that's a big swing in temperature right there. That has to be one of the nice things about this job is when it's cold, you just go somewhere where it's warm for a day or two.
Yeah. So, Sean, how long you been at it?
I think so. I probably need to sit down and do the math, but at least 13, 14 years.
Okay.
Just a few minutes.
And I started out as a non-CDL single pole with a 3/4 ton pickup, no fifth wheel, no bed tank, just a weight distribution hitch, and a dream.
Okay.
Not really my dream, but somebody's dream.
Yeah. So you've pretty much done it all then, basically.
Yeah, I progressed. So background is I had in the 90s, I had my own legitimate hotshot company. I had a couple of guys leased to me. Then oil boom died, and I thought, well, I'm never going to drive a truck or haul anything ever again, so let CDL go back, and became a cop, got married, had a couple kids, got divorced, moved, still a cop, and then went, the economy kind of went bad. Town had overhired, and first one hired was the last one hired is first one fired, and yeah, here's your walking papers. Thank you, and good luck.
No.
So did some property preservation. That was a fun job. I didn't realize that there was a career out there where you can actually repossess somebody's house.
Ooh.
Okay.
And yeah. Ooh, it's going to be interesting. We're going through the inspection station.
She's about to get a level 3 right now.
So when I seen this on YouTube. So if I tell them I refuse to answer, they'll break the window and drag me out.
Yes.
So,
pretty much.
Hey, I'll be like, no, you can't do it. It's live. I have
It's
kids.
on video. We can see it.
But I did that for a little while.
When you were repoing houses, was that like trailer houses or modulars or something, or
everything? Duplexes, condos, brick and mortar homes, double wides, which are a pain. Tiny houses. I mean, if it had a mortgage and they defaulted on it, I went ahead and Yeah, I would do an occupancy check first to see if anybody was there, and if there was, let them know, hey, you need to contact your bank because you ain't been paying your bills. And then usually about 30 days later, I show up with the sheriff and knock on the door. Nobody answers. Drill out the lock, open the door, and whatever's there, throw it out on the curb, clean the house, mow the grass, and put a for sale sign in the yard.
No shit.
Oh yeah, it was some of the easiest money, but the most stressful money.
I'm sure.
Because it undoubtedly about every fourth or fifth house I ever did, the homeowner would come back. Can I have my stuff?
Yeah.
Well, I get paid to haul your stuff to the dump, so I'd make them a deal. You can load up anything you want, but I have to take pictures of it. So if they'd get their stuff, they'd load it in their truck. I'd take pictures of it, submit it to the bank. Bank would pay me like I was hauling it off to the dump. Some property owners were pretty cool. Other property owners, yeah, not so cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
And neighbors are the worst. If you think your neighbor ain't paying attention and you ain't talked to your neighbor in 10 years, I promise you go on vacation for a week and somebody shows up at your house, your neighbor's going to be in the middle of their shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Their ass. I don't know how many times I've been called. I remember there was one time I was in this fancy neighborhood in Edmond, Oklahoma. And I'm halfway through a doggy door. I'm trying to open the door, and the neighbor's like, "Can I help you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, if you'll turn that knob and push the door, I'd appreciate it." Are you supposed to be here? Well, I'm not here by accident. Well, I'm gonna call the police. You go ahead and call the police. Let them know that McDaniel REO Services is here, and you know it is what it is. So yeah, it was a fun job.
Oh.
So that would have been like after the 08 crash, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, after that, when the government decided to back every loan every bank ever made. So Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae essentially told Wells Fargo and every other bank, "Hey, if you write a mortgage, we'll back it." So they gave everybody a mortgage and didn't care.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they're not gonna. Ain't nobody in there. Well, guess we don't get to see me get beat today.
Don't look in the window. That's bad luck.
Yeah.
I'm kind of disappointed because I am a little brown and hey, ain't nobody there. Oh well.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I did that for a couple of years, and then they changed some of the rules and regulations, and a big company called Safeguard came in and started pushing out a lot of little guys. And there's way more to this story. Hell, we make a whole podcast on that. But essentially, I was needing a job, and I'm like, well, I got this 3/4 ton pickup. And I remember back in my hotshot days, because I used to do horse trailers on top of oil field stuff out of El Reno, Oklahoma. I'm like, I think the name was Horizon. So a little click on the old internet and found it, filled out an application, then filled out another application. Next thing I know, January, I'm headed up for orientation.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems like January.
So where all have you worked? Yeah, it is. Where all have you worked?
So started at Horizon, stayed there for not quite, just shy of 2 years. And left there, went to Maple Tree. Stayed there for almost 7. Pretty close to being 7. And then they had a management change, and a lot of things changed. And the new general manager wanted to compete with Indiana Transport rate-wise. Well, when your transport company is owned by the manufacturer and has historically, time and time again, has always paid better than everybody else, why would you want to drop the rate to attract a less quality driver?
Right.
Like, we should be setting the standard and everybody should be following us. But instead, he was thinking of it backwards. So, and then he changed a lot of things. He changed the way the trailer rental program was. We used to have a deal where if you took a 2-pack, you didn't pay trailer rent for that trip because it was 14 cents a mile is basically what they charged you for the trailer. That's 7 cents from the yard to the dealer and dealer back to the yard. Even if you went, like say you went to Denver, but you picked a car up in Denver that went to Oklahoma, that was free. And then, everything after that until you got back to another camper load, that was free. They just charged you from, and the way they explained it was just stupid. They tell you it was 7 cents a mile, yard to dealer, dealer back to yard. I'm like, well, why don't we just call it 14 cents one way?
Right.
Yeah.
But, they got PhDs and college degrees, so what do I know?
She's just a truck driver, so.
Yeah. So, but they had a deal where, okay, if you took a 3-pack, a low boy load, then you paid your 14 cents a mile. And if you took a 2-pack, a haul and tow set, even though the haul and tow set would be a 23 and a 25, there was no trailer rent. So a lot of us got to figuring out, even though it paid 12 cents less, we're saving 14 cents on the trailer rent.
Yep.
We're using less fuel because we're not dragging 3 of them. We're making better time because we don't have to take the shit apart to make it fit. So we just started doing a lot of haul and tow sets with our step decks, which pissed off the haul and tow guys.
Yep.
So anyway, the new manager, he put a kibosh on that, and there's other things. So I was like, Bennett's right down the road, and I go by there all the time. So this is back when the recruiting was in that yard, and so yeah, I went in and talked to them, and here I am.
Okay.
So
over the years, briefly, what kind of trucks you been running? Like brand? Like you started with a 3/4 ton. Where did you go next?
So from the 3/4 ton, it was a mega cab, and if you're going to be in single pole, get a mega cab. It made all the difference in the world. You talk about comfortable. Oh my God.
Yep.
You don't need a long bed to drag a camper down the road, in my opinion. So from that, I ended up buying in May of 2015, I bought, and I still have the truck, a Ram 3500, but with a 6.4 Hemi in it.
Yeah.
And everyone told me, oh, it's going to blow up, and it's going to be a money pit, and it's not going to do this, and it's not going to do blah, 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 blah. And, everyone that gave me advice on what it was going to do never owned one, which I thought, man, what's the lottery numbers? So I did single pole with it for 20 months, put 235,000 miles on it. Sure. And in the entire time it was in service, 1 wheel seal, 1 alternator, 1 valve body, 1 shift solenoid pack. That was it.
So anything you would see in a diesel truck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's nothing that the gas motor Hemi blew up for. You know what I mean? Type thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the downside to the 6.4 Hemi, now the 5.7 Hemi is a different character, but the 6.4 Hemi you have to run Pennzoil ultra premium synthetic 0W40 oil, and you have to change the oil every 5,000 miles. Well, I've owned the truck since 15. Here we are in 2025. Six. Yeah, 26. I put 3 air filters in the thing. My 4,500 Ram, well, both 6.7 Cummins, I was putting air filters in the thing every other oil change.
Yep.
Yes.
Not to mention fuel filters. Oh, here today, that truck's got just 283,000 miles on it. And I've yet to do a set of fuel filters because it has a sock on the bottom of the pump.
Always on the road? Tired of cheap gas station toilet paper? Or maybe none at all? Get yourself some dude wipes. No one likes an itchy butt. Link below.
So really and truly, and now I wasn't dumb enough to go, I want to take that 44-foot triaxle toy hauler to Bend, Oregon.
Right.
Yeah.
I know the limitation of a 460 horse or 465 foot-pound torque motor. You're going to drag it there, but it's going to huff and puff doing it once you get out to Wyoming.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I did a lot of bumper pole stuff. I did a lot of the half-ton towable fifth wheels, and I do some fifth wheels if they were in the 35-foot range. But pen to paper, service life to service life, that truck was my most profitable single-pole truck that I owned.
Okay. Now, how did you feel about getting in and out of the stations? Do you ever have any issues? You ever get in this pickle? You know, the gasoline pumps aren't made as well open as the diesel pumps.
So that is a good point, and everybody asks. I primarily bought my fuel at Flying J.
Yep.
Almost every Flying J off to the side has an RV pump.
Oh, you're right. I forget about those. Yep.
Now, Pilot, not so much. Loves, they have some that are kind of, instead of 3 pumps together, there's 2 pumps and they're at the end.
Yeah.
But almost every Flying J, on top of having a parking spot for me, Flying J at the time was the only one that would offer me a shower. I had got a half credit for every 20 gallons. And then I started doing some research. I had a 110 gallon tank in the bed of the truck.
Okay.
And everyone's like, oh, you got to have placards and you're going to blow up and you're going to kill an entire city. And you got to have this, you got to have that. From everything that I found, the DOT tank, or the tank was DOT approved.
Okay.
Now, they don't make a tap to transfer from the tank into the filler neck, so I had to make my own, which a little JB weld and a drill and a little bit of thinking about it. Hey, it's not hard to do. And because I didn't want to have to turn a valve off and on, I connected it to a 12-volt fuel pump. Switch on the dash. So I'd be driving down the road, and when she get to about a quarter tank, flick the switch on, and then periodically watch it. Once she got close to full, turn the switch off.
Yep. Now, if I could be wrong on this one, you have to do that with gasoline, correct? You cannot do a gravity-fed gasoline tank?
No.
Okay.
You can do gravity. The problem is there's no check valve to do gravity.
Got it.
So, like, the ball that comes in the kit for a diesel doesn't float the same as when it's in gas for whatever reason. I'm going to assume that has to do with the viscosity of each liquid.
Right.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Because I think gas would be a thinner viscosity than diesel.
Yep.
So it wouldn't push the ball up to shut it off. There's no regulation. The only regulation that there is that I could not feed from the bed tank directly into the carburetor or fuel injection system.
Okay.
It has to be through the fuel system.
Yep.
So
now,
that's
real quick,
go ahead.
Alan asked which motor is better, 5.7 or 6.4, since we're on that gas motor side.
So I never had the only 5.7 I had was a Chevy. Different generation, different technology.
Refitting. Yep.
I would say a 6.4. The max I've hauled with that truck was from Savannah, Georgia to New Orleans. I was 32,000 pounds. She still got 8 miles a gallon. Now, not gonna lie, it did not like to take off and it did not want to stop. But once she was rolling down the interstate,
she's good.
No problem.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
there was a guy at Foremost years ago, probably 10 years ago now. He had a 5.7, and he's what gave me the idea to go gas. And he put 780,000 miles on his 5.7 Hemi.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So I thought, well, I mean, let's go a little bit bigger and let's see what happens. Now, I did, when I bought the Hemi, they offered a lifetime warranty.
Mm-hmm.
And they are still honoring that. Last year, I had a code for, again, a valve body and a torque converter this time, but the truck sits most of the time. Well, MaxCare didn't want to just replace the valve body and the torque converter, so I paid my $100 deductible and I got a brand new transmission out of the deal.
Heck yeah.
Damn.
Now, do you feel that's just because I'm not a Dodge person? Is that because it's a Dodge transmission, or like, you know what I mean, like how Dodge is known for their weak transmissions, or do you feel it's the life of the gas transmission in what you did?
So the Hemi has a 67 RFE rather than a 68 RFE. Difference is the input shaft. It's smaller. It's smaller in the for the gas powered trucks.
Yep.
So I'm going to attribute it to two things. One, the truck will spend 4 to 5 months at a time sitting. And in South Mississippi, where it's 90 degrees at 8 o'clock in the morning,
Yep.
that fluid's just sitting there stagnant in the torque converter.
Okay.
And the valve body, I'm going to contribute it to the bad design of the RFE transmission.
Okay.
So I would say both lack of use and bad design.
Yep.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Okay. So, all right. So now since then, obviously you switched to multi-haul and you're in a big truck. Let's talk about your transition into multi-haul.
So we run the Ram for a little bit, and now I get this bright idea. I want to do multi-haul because the pay is better. Why make $1.23 a mile when I can make $2.40, $2.60, $2.70 a mile? So impulsive me. What do? I go out and I find me in 17, I find a 2015 Ram 4500, 84-inch capped axle with a CM flatbed on it. I buy it because I've got this worked out in my head. The biggest issue I'm going to have is going to be wind resistance. That's going to be, and at this time I know nothing about the differences between a cab chassis truck and a pickup truck.
Yep.
So to me, I am buying a truck that should have plenty of oomph to drag these little campers on this aluminum trailer down the highway.
Yep.
The truck, when I bought it, had like 92,000 miles, 91,000 miles on it. I'm like, sweet. Buy the truck, get it outfitted, get it leased on, put an 80-gallon vertical tank in it, take it to Just Performance, do a weight loss with it, and I get ready to go do a show. Or Louisville was still doing their RV show, which they don't do no more. And go on out there, and I get a single Arctic Wolf fifth wheel going to Beaumont, California, get everything moved out, get hooked up to it, driving down the road. All of a sudden it starts shaking, it starts smoking. Oh, great. Well, this isn't going to make me to California. So get the truck to the shop, come to find out that I broke a piston and a ring. And it was broke bad enough that when they pulled the injector out of the hole number 5, they just shined the light in and they could see the crack in the piston. which leads me to, gentlemen, everybody listening, do oil samples.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I changed the oil in the truck, did an oil sample. Ran the truck 10,000 miles, did another oil sample. Ran the truck another 10,000 miles, have the third oil sample. Did the second. I was on my third oil change when the motor blew up. I got so busy with my life that I didn't send off either one until after the fact, way after the fact. I get the day they tell me that it has a broke piston and the scored wall was the same day I got a results back from oil analysis telling me that there's a lot of copper and tin in the oil. They want another oil sample within 500 miles.
Wow.
Had I sent that off the day I did the oil change, I would have known I had a motor issue. I could have saved the motor.
Yep.
Because I ran it another almost 15,000 miles after doing that first initial oil change.
Yep.
So I can't stress it enough. It's like $36 and it'll be the best peace of mind you'll ever have.
Okay.
Yep, I've done a few of them myself, and it definitely gives you that little peace of mind that, A, your oil you're running at your intervals is good for you. Whatever that interval is, whatever the oil is, whatever, it's good for you in your application. And not to mention, it can check for fuel dilution, so if you got a stuck open injector, so you're not burning the piston up, it opens up a big eye open of, I'm good.
Yes.
Where do you get the test kits, or where do you send it to, or?
So I get mine from a company called Oil Analysis out of Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Okay.
Or not Oil Analysis, I'm sorry. Blackstone Lab. That's the name of it.
Yep.
And
not to be confused with Black Rock.
you can Google free oil sample, and I think he's like either the first or the second one. And he'll send you a free test kit. It'll come in a little black container. You get a little sample bottle, and it's pretty self-explanatory how to put it all together and mail it back to them. But there'll be a piece of paper in there, and they'll want to know make, model, year, mileage. Was the oil sample taken when you did the oil change? Did you put any additives in it? How many miles are on the oil? All that stuff.
Did you burn any during that time? Most of that, at least the one I used. Did you go through a quart, gallon, whatever, in those many miles?
Yes. How many? Yeah, exactly. Did you add oil in between the period? And they've got such an extensive catalog that, so your first one, they'll compare it to their catalog and go, okay, your truck compared to the last 10% that we've seen ranks here. And I like that they give you what your dilution is. They give you everything listed out. And then in layman terms, they'll explain to you, truck with this many miles usually has more iron in the oil or more tin or more copper or whatever it is. Right now, your oil sample looks perfect. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yep.
And then they also check for TBN, which is an additive to let you know how well the additive package is protecting your motor. That's an extra like $12. I don't keep oil in any vehicle long enough to worry about that. I don't worry about extended use. I'm sure there's some guys who'll do an oil bypass system, and that's great for them. I am not that guy.
Yep.
In a pickup, 10,000 miles was the life of the oil. 20,000 miles was the life of the fuel filters, and I did that religiously. In the semi, this truck, Peterbilt tells me 60,000 miles. I tell them they're smoking crack. 20,000 miles, I'm changing oil.
60,000 seems like a lot of freaking miles.
That is.
Life on the road, miles of bugs, freezing temperatures. Get your Rain X 2-in-1 today. Link below.
Yeah, but how many gallons does that truck hold?
Just over 10.
Okay.
Crazy.
So what does that cost? What does that cost you when you drop 11 gallons of oil?
So I found out that Traveler's Oil at Tractor Supply is manufactured by Rotella.
Really?
Yes. So
Okay.
if I buy Peterbilt filters, Tractor Supply, Traveler's Oil, I'm right around 450-ish range. Now, the other day, I stumbled across a deal in Sayre, Oklahoma. Bosselman shops.
Yep.
There's a handful of them throughout the country. Well, they got the bright idea that they're manufacturing their own oil. And I got oil change, Fleet Guard filters, and that's oil filter, fuel filters. There's 2 fuel filters. And this truck, being that it's a pack car, it has a centrifuge oil filter and a cartridge oil filter. And greased everything, $373.
Damn.
So that's probably why Peterbilt says 60,000 miles, because you have that centrifuge. It's basically an oil bypass.
Correct. Yeah.
So that's why. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and that's what I figure. But I
agree with you. It's easier to replace your oil than a motor. So
yeah. GM had that oil life meter that turned your oil into tar, but
yep, exactly.
But so after the 4,500, I learned a very expensive $11,710. I'll never forget that dollar amount. And that was for a motor out of a pickup, not a cab chassis, and for them to take head studs out of the old motor and put them in the new motor. Because I spent $2,700 for the big fat head studs that ARP makes. Because I figure if I'm going to grenade a motor, I want it to come out the bottom, not the top.
Yep.
And so from there, I ended up in an Enterprise truck. The 4,500. The front end needed to be rebuilt. And I was having the entire thing. Ring, pinion, bearings, inner and outer bearings, ball joints, upper and lowers, the CV or the U-joints, even the Carterman joint for the four-wheel drive shaft that was out of it. Just go ahead and replace that. Just the entire front end. I was tired of jacking with it. It was eating tires. So I rented a truck from Enterprise to pull my trailer. And then I had made mention to a guy that the truck was for sale, and he bought it. I was like, well, all right, well, now I'm stuck in an Enterprise truck. So bounced around in those for a little bit and ended up giving back Maple Tree step deck, and I got a good deal on an aluminum gooseneck. Had aluminum deck, aluminum cross members, recessed rail, 4 aluminum toolboxes, aluminum wheels, even the spare tire or the spare wheel was aluminum. And so I thought, well, the bulk of what Maple Tree does is haul and tow stuff anyway, so let's pull the gooseneck. And then that's shortly when I left and went to Bennett. Get to Bennett, and they have not backhauls, but they have reloads. They don't use the word backhaul.
Yep.
I'm like, oh. When I start looking at what these reloads are, I can't fit them on 46-foot of deck. I need a 53-foot deck. And they're like, well, you can rent our trailer. Okay. And at the time, it was $500 a month. So I'd made a phone call to a guy. I said, hey, my gooseneck's for sale. He couldn't give me the money fast enough. So that trailer was gone. And, oh, no. He agreed to buy it, but I had to do one more thing. So a buddy of mine calls that was leased to Bennett and says, hey, I got this single axle Cascadia for sale. You want to buy it? How much? He tells me. Huh. All right. So sell the gooseneck for what the truck was. So load the Enterprise truck on the gooseneck, drag it all up to Indiana, get it all leased on, call old boy. He comes, picks up the trailer, and I lease a trailer, a step deck, and away we go. And then that puts us right around 22. No, 23. 23, the president of the division calls me and says, hey, I got a little project. I'll see if you're interested. All right, what's that? He says, you ever heard of Trans Am road course racing? Yeah. Aren't they dead? Nope, it's live and well. Oh, okay. We're going to pull their merch trailer. You want to go do that? Sure. So pulled the merchandise trailer for that for 2 years, and this will be the first year, or last year was the last year. They just had a race in Sebring this year, and their new merchandise company is pulling the trailer to the races. So that gig is done. But in the course of doing that gig for a little over 2.5 years, I parked the Cascadia and then got into 3 different trucks with Enterprise, a 22 Ram, a 24 Ram, and a 25 4-letter word. Starts with a F.
The good ones.
Well, I don't know about that, but but no. And then kind of saw the writing on the wall, knew that the gig was going to go away, so I ended up picking up a 2018 Peterbilt and bought my own step deck trailer. So some days I love that decision, and other days when I have to put $1,300 into it, I kind of think that was a dumb decision.
So like with Bennett, when you were renting your trailer from them, did they handle all your maintenance on your trailer then?
Yes. So they went from $500 to $650, but they provided straps, pins, ball towers. If it needed brake work, they took care of it. Needed tires, they took care of it. If I didn't want to put a light in it, I could take it to a shop and they would pay to have a light put in it.
That's nice.
Or I could be a man about it, swap the light out, send them the receipt, and they just reimburse me.
Right. But it's for the people that, they're getting into it that, know that some companies out there with that option, some aren't. There's multiple choices out there what company to go with. With the Enterprise truck, we have a lot of new people that want to get into this business. What is your deep down feeling between single pulls with the Enterprise or multi with the Enterprise? Is it a good option? Is it a bad option financially? So on and so forth.
So I will say this. If a guy's doing single pull with an Enterprise truck and he tells you he's making money, it's because he doesn't know how to do math. I've done it in various parts of my career, and I can remember my first Enterprise truck cost me $1,400 a month. My last one cost me $2,080 a month.
Oh,
and that's the base. That's not counting after 6,000 miles. It's 32 cents a mile for every mile after within that 30-day period. So I would say this.
So
Enterprise.
What you said it's 32 cents a mile, but what is I'm not going to do them. Do you know what the math is for the first 6,000?
So it's $2,080 divided by 6,000 miles and whatever that comes to.
Yeah. I think it's about the same.
Yeah, it should be pretty close to the same. I think.
34,666. So let's call it 35 cents.
Okay, yeah. Now 32. I'll say it because we've already put it out there. 32 cents a mile is Bennett's quote unquote discounted rate.
Yeah. So you had to run 6,000 to even break even the
correct
2,000 a month or whatever, and then after that it was by the mile. Man.
Yes.
Yeah.
So getting into this, to pencil out, you have to do, like, I had to break my own rules. You have to do multi-haul, and you have to put something on the deck of the trailer.
Yep.
I don't like to work that hard, but I did. But now with the race trailer and the enterprise truck, what it allowed me to do was it was easier to get in and out of the paddocks, was easier to get in and out of the racetrack. Because like people will say, oh, well, they got big toters and they got this and they got that. Yes. Where your competitors go, there's room for big trucks to go. Where I'm putting this merchandise trailer isn't meant to have a semi on it.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was easier to do it with the pickup, and that's why I did it. And it only penciled out because of all the other pay that went along with my per mileage charge to the race series. So
right.
That's why that worked out. And as soon as I knew that it was looking like they wasn't going to renew with us, yep, it's time to get back into a big truck. Because, I mean, you guys probably know just as well as I do, you know, before I bought this truck, I started looking at used pickup trucks, and they're $60,000, $70,000.
Yep. For something that's low miles enough that's going to last you for years to come.
Yes.
Yep.
And it's like, holy cow. So, I was like, you know, I can buy this Peterbilt. It has 672,000 miles on it. It's $24,000.
Yep.
Cheap.
You know, buy one pickup or buy 3 semis. This one breaks down, I'll buy another one.
Yep.
And it has a bed back there.
Exactly.
Yes. And a refrigerator, which is kind of nice because the Cascadia didn't have a refrigerator.
Now, Alan asked, what type of fuel mileage are you getting on that semi? Probably loaded, unloaded type of thing.
6.71 is my average mile per gallon.
Okay.
Now, what I said earlier before we were on the air, my Freightliner Cascadia got 8.5 to 9.
Yep. That's still freaking good.
Now, that's a 15-liter motor set at 400 horse. This is a 13-liter motor set at 445.
Yep.
What was that saying back in the 70s? There's no replacement for displacement.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yep. Yep.
So, and of course, that one was a 12-speed, and this one's a 10-speed. So I'm sure there's a little bit of a difference in that as well.
Right.
Possibly.
So do you think a guy can make money, like rent a price truck, doing multi-haul, step deck, not have to worry about if it blows up, maintenance, you know? Or do you think it's better to have your own?
I think here's the perfect scenario if you could have the discipline to do it. Because obviously it can be done because I did it. I know there's another guy I know, he's been doing it. Like he did it from, like, we both got enterprise trucks at the same time, and I've jumped in and out of other trucks where he stayed with it consistently. And he does multi-haul with a step deck. What I will say is you can make money at it. My thinking is buy a stripped down truck, because for the most part, they're a step above stripped down from enterprise. Pay yourself the 32 cents a mile and replace your truck every 18 months with the money. Because you can take the money you paid yourself, that will offset the depreciation and the upside down that you're going to be in with the note. And then every 18 months, put yourself into a new truck. Honestly, most of us don't have that in us.
No.
I don't.
No, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, because $2,000 a month for 18 months is 36,000. So that would cover
Yeah, you walk in every 18 months with 36 grand and go, I want this truck, and you finance the difference, and by the time you work it all out, that's ideally the best way to do this. Now, we're not going to do that. So to answer your question, yes, you could now there's going to be a certain point because every year they keep raising it. And It's going to be a point to where it won't pencil out. For me and what I'm trying to do in my long-term goals,
No matter which brand you drive, keep them running like new with Hotshot Super Everyday Diesel Treatment. Link below.
this was the last year to do enterprise. Now, I'm not going to say I'll never be in one. I just don't foresee myself ever being in one ever again.
Yep.
But if this thing blew up tomorrow and I couldn't find another $24,000 Peterbilt or another $24,000 Cascadia that I was comfortable with, yeah, I'll probably go rent a truck for a very short time until I found that semi.
What is it? What does it cost to start that? I heard there's like a balloon down payment or something. Is that?
So for me, they wanted $3,000 down, and they put $1,500 of it towards your first month's rent, and the other $1,500 was for your damage deposit.
Yep. Okay. And then do they come with hitches and all that, or you got to?
So it comes with a fire extinguisher, triangle, and the bed rails. You have to supply the hitch and the fuel tank. You can take the back seats out. What I was told every time I picked up the truck was how we give it to you is how we want it back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what about like drilling a hole in the bed for the fuel tank? They don't care about that.
They'll let you do it. Yep. That's my one downfall. Oh, go ahead.
They'll let you hang toolboxes off of it. They'll let you, like, I've seen single pull guys, they'll put a toolbox behind the fifth wheel and tank and boxes down the sides. They don't care.
Yeah, the one thing I think about the Enterprise, like, it's great for a short period of time. Like, if your truck goes down, you need to keep rolling, make some money, that's great. But, like, if you're going in every, I don't know, what is it? It's every few months, depending on mileage. It's like at 70, 80,000 miles, they want the truck turned in. So you may get a Dodge today. You may get a Ford tomorrow. You may get a Chevy if they got it. So, like, how do you set up window coverings? How do you set up fuel tanks all the time? How do you, there's so much that makes our life easy that you're constantly setting up over and over.
They're going to tell you when you sign that piece of paper, we're going to have you another truck in 60,000 miles.
Yep.
In a 4-year period, in the 4-year period of time that I did it, I never once got a truck at 60,000 miles. The least amount of mileage I got one traded out was 78, and that was the last truck. On average, 95 to 99,000 miles is when they would trade me out, because they just simply, they just simply didn't have a truck to give me. Like, they'll tell you, oh yeah, we'll have it, you be ready, but no. That never happened with me anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it never happened, but it just didn't happen with me in 6 trucks.
Okay.
Now, window shades, that sucked because the 2025 Ford does not have the same shape windows as the 2024 Ford and older up to 22?
Yep.
21? No, 23.
Yep. 23.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I have a set of shades for 23 F350 if anyone's looking. the 25 shades I gave to a buddy of mine. Now, Ram, fortunate enough, they stayed consistent window shape from 13 up forward.
Okay.
So, and then when it comes to a tank for a step deck, and I guess you could do it for single pole as well, you're going to, like, I ran a low profile tank. It was 7 inches tall, 60 inches wide, 32 inches deep. And I just moved it from bed to bed to bed. Now,
Yep.
a buddy of mine, the guy that started in the same time I did doing his Enterprise, he actually worked a deal with Enterprise because his fifth wheel is set back 6 inches. So he can extend, or 8 inches. So that way he can take his extension on his trailer and run it all the way out like on a semi.
Yeah.
So when he trades trucks, he literally gets a rental car from Enterprise next door, and he goes home to Florida. They spend 4 days swapping. They literally take the bed off his old truck and put it on his new truck. And then they call him up, hey, your truck's done. And he comes up the following week, gets his truck, and goes back to work.
Okay. Mini vacation.
Yep. And he has no wife, no kids, lives with his parents whenever he does go home. So he pretty much lives in the truck. So for him, it was just more important to set the bed up once and just move it truck to truck to truck.
Right. That makes
And
sense.
he's a Ford guy, so I mean, I don't know if that's real smart, but nonetheless.
Hey now. Hey now.
Well, some of those Enterprise trucks have flatbeds, right?
So they all have a regular bed unless you're going to do multi-haul, then they will give you a flatbed. It's if you ever look at one, there's not much to them. I mean, it's kind of scary when you start looking at the welds and thinking that the 8th grade educated Amish guy built this bed 18 years ago and it's holding 27,000 pounds behind it. But they cut out holes so that way you don't have the capability of hauling cargo.
Because when you were saying switching beds, I was thinking like beds with fender flares. You're talking about flatbeds.
No. Yeah, flatbeds.
Yeah.
They literally unbolt his flatbed and put it on his neck because they're going to put one on the truck anyway. So they just go ahead and put his on because it's already set up for his stuff.
Right.
He's got 2 toolboxes on it, and then he's got a 100-gallon low-profile tank, and then he's got his hitch that has just enough riser to clear that 100-gallon tank. Like, he took some time and had a lot of work done to something he doesn't even own. But when he lives and does this job, who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Richard Cole did say he runs an Enterprise truck for Hotshot, and that's the truth about switching out usually about 100,000 miles. So,
I'm not the only one.
Alan Johnson, what is the age limit of semis pulling campers for your company? I don't know Horizon. I know it's probably like 2,000 and up because they want ELDs. I don't know about everybody else's.
So Bennett is 2015 on pickup trucks, and on semi trucks it's 2008.
Okay.
Now, if it looks good, like a buddy of mine, he just leased on this week. He's got a 1999 W900, and it's got the data port in it, so he can plug an ELD into it. So he had to submit pictures of it. Then they looked at it and they're like, "Yeah, we'll lease you on."
Yep.
So Bennett is 2000. The hard line is 2008. But if you got an older truck that has the capability of being plugged into an ELD and it looks good, then they will lease it on. So they do case by case at that point.
I've learned that with most companies over the years. I'm paying attention. If you go ahead and it may say 10 years, but if you're 12 or 15 and you submit a picture and it looks good, they're probably going to grandfather you if they really want you to work there. That could be an easy way of limiting the pool of people they get, but at the same time, they just want good-looking trucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you buy a truck that's 9 years old and then lease on, you don't want to have to get rid of it next year. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It's,
Yeah, and usually, from law enforcement standpoint, from my experience, if something looks good and looks nice and kept up, you're not really going to mess with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas if the guy comes in, the hood's one color, door's another color, and it's got a steel wheel, a Peterbilt aluminum wheel, and a Freightliner aluminum wheel. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and come in the back. We're going to have a talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see some of them semis running down the road where it looks like the rainbow. There's every fender's a different color, the hood's a different color.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's to a limit, though. I think the ones that look really bad, they're like, they just turn their head. Like, they don't want to do that much paperwork.
Yeah.
Like,
And you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all.
yeah. Because I've seen some stuff go through the weigh station, and I'm like, surely they're getting this guy. Nope.
Yeah.
They don't want it. Like, they're
Yeah,
like, no,
the truck's right in front of you. It's like smoking. It's multicolored. Its wheels are bang, and they just get rolled through, and you're like, how did you get a bypass? Like, there's no way.
Yeah.
Tired of no one believing you? DOT stops for following too close? Don't feel safe when you're parked overnight in a seedy truck stop? Get your Wolfbox today. Link below.
The Mr. Pickup Trucker podcast is an Amazon affiliate.